Evening, everybody. Icy here. Just want to touch base with a couple of issues. Right now, the Supreme Court sided with the Biden administration and is allowing Border Patrol agents to cut the razor wire down in Texas along the Rio Grande River. Now, my question is this, and apparently it doesn't seem to be brought up, too much in public. The states have a constitutional right to protect their borders. That's in the Constitution. The states have the right to repel invaders, which, if you want to get technical, that's what these illegals are. They are invaders. 1 or 200, okay. But we're talking, since Biden's been in office, we're talking close to 9 million illegals have now entered the United States. Most of them, if not all, have not been vetted. You have members that were on the terror watch list that have been caught. You've had sex traffickers. You've had criminals that were listed as murderers and stuff in their own native countries. You've had child sex trafficking. It's the whole gambit, drug runners and that. And that's an invasion. Clear and simple. So, the question stands, why hasn't the Department of Justice enforced the law that's written of defending the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic? Invaders are technically enemies. They're criminals. Once you cross the border illegally, you are a criminal. It doesn't change just because you say you want asylum. If you're seeking asylum when you leave your native country, you're supposed to seek it at the very first country you go into, not come all the way across the Atlantic, through South America, up Central America, and then claim asylum when you get here. It doesn't work that way. But because of the current administration, they are allowing that to work this way. So we are facing a major crisis and a major loss of national identity thanks at the hands of the Democrats. Now, the other issue is safety of American citizens. How many of these people have, once they got here and the current administration has released them, committed murder, assault, rapes, beatings, theft? The list is endless at the present time. I mean, you're seeing, like that one girl, she was 16, and she was raped and murdered by an illegal alien. You had another one who was found to have been a sex trafficker, and he would get girls and he'd bring them over and he'd position them in different cities to, basically being a high profile pimp. So all this is being done openly by the technical support of the current administration, which is illegal as far as I know. I don't understand why the justices said that the Border Patrol agents could cut the razor wire. I understand that people are going to drown and you're trying to protect human life, but I'm sorry. They chose to cross that river on their own. They were not told. They had no choice. They could have turned around and gone back. If you had doubled and tripled the amount of razor wire along the edge of the river, it would have forced these people to go someplace else. Okay? If they drown, it hates, to sound cruel, but you brought it on yourself. You come here illegally, you brought it on yourself. Me, personally, I would like to see the border armed with motion sensor machine guns that are triggered to shoot anything that comes in onto our border. I don't care. You're carrying a child. Oh, well, 9 times out of 10, that child is nothing but a deflection of the reality of what you're doing. A lot of these kids that are coming across are not actually related to the people that are bringing them. So, the other thing you have to do is look at how many of these people are actually young, healthy, military-aged young men. The 99% of them, I believe. Well, I'll be nice. I'll say 98. So, that's an invasion. 50,000 troops entered Ukraine. United States is going bat crazy, trying to help protect Ukraine's border. Why? You have all those other European nations that are right there that they can lend a hand and prevent further escalation within their own backyard. Why does the United States have to get involved? For me, it's pretty simple. And it has nothing to do with Putin and Russia and, collusion and all that other crap. It has simple money involved. Joe Biden's son was attached to the company Burisma in Ukraine. They were being investigated for corruption. Joe Biden, when he was vice president, told the Ukrainian president, "You're not going to get the $1 billion unless you fire the attorney that's investigating Burisma." They said, "You don't have the authority to do it. You can't hold that money." Biden said, "Watch me." Now he's on video saying this. Within an hour after that conversation, he goes, "Son of a bitch, they fired him." This is what we have leading our country right now. Somebody that coerced with money a country to fire someone that was investigating a company that his son was working for. For me, that's clear indication of corruption. But for some reason, under the Democratic mantra of "you got no proof," they got no proof. It's an opinion. My opinion, fine. A lot of people in the world's opinion, true, but it's an opinion nonetheless because we don't have solid evidence as yet of the corruption between Joe Biden and the Ukrainians and the Chinese and whoever. Now, if this comes out to be he has actually been corrupted and been selling out the United States, based upon the current actions of the Democrats, nothing is going to happen as long as they control the Senate. Look at what's his name, Mendoza from New Jersey, with all those gold bars and jewelry and all that other crap, which is, he was caught taking bribes. What happened to him? He's a Democrat. He's still working at the Senate. He's still helping to pass laws and cast votes. So what does that tell you, people? Are you going to wake up to reality once in your life? The Democratic Party is no longer the party of John F. Kennedy. They are now the party of Joseph Stalin, Mao, Castro, Pol Pot. They are, in effect, communist. And they are cementing their power. And because of your own ignorance of failing to look at all sides of an argument, you are allowing this to happen. George Orwell wrote a book called 1984 and talked about the destruction of the world and everything being put under a totalitarian regime. Well, you are creating it by not using your brains and looking at all sides of an issue. I'm old, don't know how much longer I got to go, but I pray for you young people to wake up. Too much is going on that's going to destroy everything that you hold dear. And you just choose to ignore it. I see how